Here's the question. Pretty simple. If the bar, so if we take a look at the last green bar here, if the bar completely is, if the whole bar is above one of the swing lines here, then the I guess the signal is ignored. The trade, there is no trade signal there. However, if we do get, like if we look at these down bars here, if we do get, a bar that where the close breaks through the swing line, right? So that last red bar, it broke through, but the whole bar is not completely on the outside of the swing line, right? So we're looking for basically a bar to straddle the swing line, and then we get a reversal bar. Then that's the condition that we're looking for to generate a signal there, right? So the red box, shows an invalid condition, right? And that's because the bar, the last bar, in the trend direction, the whole bar is completely outside of the swing line before it reversed, right? So so that disqualifies it. And we have a couple. Actually, we've got two examples here. So actually, if we take a look at this swing high, right, that is disqualified because, again, the last green bar, the last bar in the trend direction, the whole bar is completely outside of the swing line. So that disqualified it. Whereas, again, right here, the little green box here, so the last red bar, it's straddling the swing line, and then we get a reversal bar. So that reversal bar qualifies as the signal bar, as the trade signal. So that's what we're looking for. And we're going to build, we're basically going to be looking for, these bars on the widest swing lines, right? So the outer swing lines are called the widest plots. And the inner swing lines, which are dots, you can see that it's a dot, those are the tightest swing lines. So we're going to be looking for this condition on both types of swing lines there for this indicator. All right, well, with that explanation, let me get my chart ready here. So the indicator being used is inside of shark indicators. So this is one of the complementary indicators that we included with BloodHound. So it's the swings, highs, lows. So let's throw that on the chart. And I believe the settings that was used in that screenshot is swing number 2 and probably a swing sensitivity of 3. So let's put that. And hold on. Let me make the tightest plots visible, right? So you can see we've got widest tops and widest bottoms. So those are the outermost swing lines, and the tightest plots represent internal swing lines. So let me get these internal ones turned on. And I'm going to adjust the number of swings. I think they must have had 3 and 3 probably. I think that probably looks a little closer to the screenshot. So we're using swing size lows settings of 3. Number of swings is 3. Swing sensitivity 3. So, but those can be played with. So that way you kind of get the swing lines that you're looking for, that you like to use. All right. So now we got the plot set up. Let's see. I also need to change the chart type. So let's set this to the backtest Renko. And let's see, we had backtest mode was off. And let's take another look at that screenshot. See if I can determine what the bar settings are. I'm not sure exactly, but it looks like We probably have a new trending bar setting of 2 or 3, something like that. So let's take a look. Let's see, I'm going to make the brick size a little larger, and I'll make the reversal size a little larger. Okay, I think that's something we can work with. So next, let me find some conditions on here that should generate a signal. Yeah, here we go. I think I found our first one. There we go. So the last up bar, right, it's straddling a swing line here, and then it reverses afterwards. We have another long signal right there as well. All right, so there's two spots. See if I can find some more. Yeah, great. Here's another long condition. So the last down bar is straddling the swing line there, and then it reverses. We might have one here. It's kind of hard to tell. I'll mark it with a white arrow. We might have one there, but it's hard to tell if this wick of this bar is touching the swing line or not. So I guess we'll find out once we build the system, once we build the logic. And let's see if I could find another one. Yeah, here's another long. There's another long. So we had one down bar that is straddling a swing line, and then we got a reversal bar. All right, and here is a short signal. So there we got the last up bar is straddling the swing line, and then we get a reversal. Okay, so there we go. I think we got enough to work with. So, all right, so let's get BloodHound open so we can see I already have BloodHound on my chart down here. So I'm going to use the button up here in the top of the chart. And, oh, that's right, there is an update. I haven't put the update yet in this VMware. So let's see, I'll do that later on. Let's just get this built here. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put today's workshop file name in here. So I can just use the change button to do that. And let's see, we'll use last week's file name. And I just need to change the date. Okay. All right, and then next I'm going to start working on the logic tab here. So we can pull up the logic board, and then let's create a new logic template, reversal at the swing lines. All right, so to do this, we're going to need to do a bunch of comparisons, right? Because the key to getting this to work is we have to look at the various bar prices. So let me grab an arrow here. There. Yeah, so, right, the first condition is we're looking for a bar to straddle a swing line. So if it's going to be like a downtrend, right, the bar will be straddling either the tightest swing low or the widest swing low, right? It's going to be straddling one of these swing low plots here. So, and let's see here. Oh, something just happened. There. Refresh my chart, bring that back. All right. And let's see here. Hold on, let me disconnect just in case. Just in case someone else needs it. All right, so back to kind of analyzing exactly what we're looking at, right? So if we're trying to detect when a bar is straddling a plot, right? Well, we're looking at the closing price of the bar. So the closing price needs to be below the swing line. And then the high of the bar needs to be above it, right? So we're comparing two prices to the indicator's plot, or this swing line here. And, the same thing, basically it's kind of the reverse condition. If we're looking at a down signal or short signal, yeah, we're looking for the close of the bar to be above right, one of the upper swing lines, and the low of the bar needs to be below one of the swing lines. So we're going to have to grab a couple of comparison solvers to do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build comparison solvers that's going to look at the tightest plots first, right? So remember the dots represent the tightest swing plots, and the dashes represent the widest swing plots. So yeah, so I'll look at the tightest plots first here. All right, so let's see. Let me just mark that bar. So that's what we're looking at first. All right, so let's grab a comparison solver right there. So we're going to compare the close to the tightest lines. There we go. All right, so input A, we're going to set that to the closing price. So let's adjust the type to price. And there we go. The closing price is the default setting, so we don't have to change anything. And then we can come down here to input B, and this is where we will use the swings, highs, lows indicator. There we go. So we could do that. We can use this indicator and add that down here. And remember to adjust the indicator settings, right, to whatever you decide to use on the chart. You know, make sure you match the settings inside of BloodHound. And let's see here. So we're using the tops, the swing tops, to generate a short signal, right? So so remember the last up bar is going to be breaking one of the swing top lines, and then we're looking for a reversal bar to generate a short signal. So the tops is going to be used for the shorts, and so the bottom, the swing bottoms are used for longs, right? So yeah, like right here where my arrow is pointing, right? Price is breaking through the swing bottom plots, and it'll generate a long signal if price reverses. So there we go. So there's our plots that we want to use. So let's click OK. Also, this doesn't get mentioned much, but you know, if you do watch the video on the various types here, you know, the swings, highs, lows is also built in to the inputs. So we could just use the swing point prices if you like, so you can see the number of swings is there, the swing sensitivity is there, and then you can select which plots you're using for generating long signals or short signals, right? So, but I think that's kind of an old leftover. I think most people just seems more natural just to plug the indicator in, use the indicator value type, and plug it in that way. So we'll do it that way. All right, so now setting up the outputs here. So yeah, looking where my arrow is, right? So remember, so if the closing price, you know, breaks through one of the swing points here, that's being used to generate a long signal here. But if we look at BloodHound's output, right, we're actually missing a long signal on that condition, right? Instead, we're getting a short output. So we need to reverse that. So the way we can reverse that is, let's turn the short outputs off, right? And we're just going to use the opposite output setting there. And we're going to reverse the long outputs as well, like so. Yeah, there we go. So that looks it looks closer to what we're looking for, right? So remember, so when the closing price, goes above one of the swing tops here, or the swing highs, that's the pre-setup. That's the prerequisite for then looking for a reversal bar. So, okay, so what we're seeing here is basically the prerequisites. So we also need to analyze either the high price or the low price as well, right? Because we're not done checking to see if a bar straddles it or not. So, all right, so this is our first solver that's analyzing the closing price. Now we'll build one that's going to analyze the high price and the low price there as well. All right, so let's grab another comparison solver. We'll put that right there. Let's connect that up. So in this case, we're going to be looking at the low or the high and comparing that to the tightest lines there. All right, so now input A, we're going to change this to price. Now we need to adjust those prices, right? So going back to our chart, right? So that this long signal here, if we look at the previous bar, right, we're looking at the high of the bar. We need to look at the high of the bar to see if a bar is straddling. So for a long signal, we're going to use the high of the bar. So let's go back here. So for a long, right, so price type long, that's going to use the high price of the bar. And for the shorts, that's almost always the opposite price. And we do know that it is in this case, so we're just set it to the low price. All right, so there's that. Next, input B, that's going to be the swing size lows indicator again. So let's go set that up. Again, we'll go to the shark indicators folder, pick the swing size lows, add it down there, adjust the parameters, and select our plots again correctly. There we go. Just like we did with the previous solver. So again, we're using the bottom plots to ultimately generate a long signal, right? And we're using the tops, right? The swing highs or plot tops. We're using those to generate a short signal, right there. Okay, so let's select that. And let's see, this time, this time the outputs are correct. So for a long output, we're looking for the high to be above the bottom plot, right? We're looking for the high to be above it. So if we go back to our setting here, right, if we read the long output setting here, we're looking for A to be greater than B, right? So what's A? A is the high price, and B is going to be the swing low plot. Okay, so now what we need is to combine both of these together with an AND node. So both conditions have to be true at the same time, right? So again, right, when bars, so detect if a bar is straddling a plot, right? The high is going to be above that plot line and the close is going to be below it, both on the same bar. So we need an AND node to do that. There. So now, so now we're starting to get some results a little closer here. So again, right, so we can see all these bars closing higher, right? They're not straddling that swing high. So, but once a bar does straddle it, now we're starting to get a short output here. So, and we can see, so basically this bar in the middle here, it touched it, and I don't know if touching touching, if the bar touching it is acceptable or not. But let's just assume if it touches it, it's okay. So actually the text of the question says if the bar opens above the swing high or below the swing low, no trade signal. Okay, so I'll just assume that touching the swing price is okay. So let's make that adjustment. Let's see here. So that would be an adjustment to the solver that's looking at the low and the high prices here. Right, that's looking at the low and the high prices. So let's so what we're going to use is A equals B. So we're going to turn this output on as well. And there we go. So that fixes it. Okay, so all of these bars that are touching, right, or straddling the swing high are marked, right, with a short output for now. So that's the first condition of the signal. So that's our prerequisite. So now we need to look for the reversal bar afterwards. So like right here, right? So we get two up bars straddling the swing high, and now we're looking for a reversal bar afterwards. All right. But before we can look for that reversal bar, we need to take the signal, right? So this output here needs to be pushed forward onto the next bar where the reversal bar could potentially take place. Right, so we need to shift this output forward onto that reversal bar. So to do that, we're going to use a look back node, like so. And the look back node, it has the displacement is defaulted to 1, and that's what we want. That's what we're using actually with the look back node. We're just using the displacement function here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this node to just tell me that it's a displacement of 1. Okay, so if we go back to the chart, right, so now we have a short output, that's on the reversal bar. So we can actually see over here that, right, the reversal bar happened way too late, and so there's no short output on that reversal bar. So that's good. That's what we want. If we scroll back here, so there we go. So the bar, this down bar that's straddling our swing low, right, its long output was shifted forward onto the reversal bar. Right, so now we need to confirm the reversal bar. So to do that, we're going to grab a Inflexion Solver. Right, so basically on charts, when you're charting, an Inflexion Solver is basically like a reversal. It looks for reversals. So this inflection is basically just going to be a price inflection, right? We're just looking for the bar closing price to reverse directions. So we're looking for a price inflection. And so for the input, we're going to set it to price. And let's connect up our solver here. There we go. Yeah, so there. So now we can see, right, all the reversal bars are marked, right? Marked with the direction of that reversal bar. So there we go. There's that. So now, if we take the output of our look back and combine it with our inflection, those are the two conditions that we're looking for here. So we'll join those together with an AND node, and there is our signals. Okay, so as we marked it, there we go. There's a long signal where the arrow is, and a short signal where the arrow is. And yeah, actually we did get a couple of longs here that I missed. I didn't see those, but yeah, so there's some more. Yeah, there's that short signal we were looking at. And we can see here, right, price basically just broke through the swing high, kept going, and the bars were no longer straddling the swing high. So this reversal did not get marked. So that disqualifies that reversal bar as being a signal. All right, let's shrink up the chart and take another look. Yep, there you go. There's the green arrow there. So there's that one, that long. And yeah, remember I marked this with the white arrow. So we did make it so that if the low or the high of the bar touches the swing, that it qualifies. So there we go. So that made it. Let's see. So actually, I'm going to adjust this a little bit here. So actually, I just noticed that the text specifically mentions the opening price. So yeah, so it's not supposed to include the wicks of the bar here. So let's make that adjustment here. So what I'm going to do is our solver here that's looking at the bar prices. So instead of it being the high and low, we're going to switch it to the open price. All right, so there we go. So let's go to our input A and adjust these to the open price. There. All right, so there we go. So that got rid of this signal here, right? Because the open, actually, yeah, we have two bars here where the open price went above the swing high. So there. All right, well, there we have it. That was pretty simple.